You can't say, oh, this is a small town and this will never happen here. This happens nationwide, all over the place.
More than 1,000 students forced to evacuate Cheney's school district buildings following a bomb threat. What we know tonight.
We have a shift in the weather pattern. We're talking cooler temperatures and increased fire danger tomorrow.
Plus, the tragic death of a 12-year-old patient. Why Washington State says Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center endangered more suicidal patients. Well, good evening and thanks for joining us for KREM 2 News here. I'm Amanda Rowley. Mark is off tonight. Right now, Cheney police are investigating a bomb threat which evacuated 2 schools this afternoon. Police confirmed Cheney High School and Three Springs High School both received bomb threats. KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway was at Cheney High School all afternoon and into the evening until the school was secure.
Cheney High School was evacuated just before 2 o'clock this afternoon when the fire alarms went off. Students at the scene told me they thought that it was just a routine fire drill until they got outside and saw all the emergency vehicles. Wednesday had all the makings of a normal day at Cheney High School.
I was in my math class. I was doing my unit final and the alarm went off.
Until it wasn't.
My teacher's like, okay, just leave your stuff in the classroom.
We come outside and we see cops and they're taking it serious, and I'm kind of thinking in my head, dang, we can't really go back inside. I can't really go get my stuff.
Explosive detection dogs checked all of the students' belongings. Cheney police briefly detained one student who refused to cooperate with the screening process and tried to run off. But police say they determined the student was not a threat and released them. Some students say staff did a good job looking after their safety.
They just kept pushing us back from the school to keep us safe, and so I was like, I feel like this is the safest we've been on a fire drill or a bomb threat or anything.
School officials and police released the students around 3:30, but they experienced significant busing delays. Parents arrived at school frustrated by delays of 20 minutes or more between updates and next steps from the district. Cheney police say student safety is the #1 priority.
You can't say, oh, this is a small town and this will never happen here. This happens nationwide, all over the place. And you're right, it's things we train for. We hope to never have to use it or be involved in something like this, but unfortunately, we're not immune to this type of behavior.
The tactical sweep of Cheney High School finished just before 6 p.m. Cheney police say the bomb threat suggested there were multiple bombs, but investigators have not yet confirmed any findings. Cheney police said that they and the school district will have more information in the coming days. At Cheney High School, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
All right, switching gears, let's take a first look at the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo, who is in the Outdoor Weather Center. Jeremy, it was hot today, and looks like it's starting to cool off a little bit. I was hesitant to even open the windows quite yet because it was hotter outside than it was in my house.
It's kind of crazy if you think about it that way. Temperatures still staying in the 70s. In the 70s this late at night, pretty widespread across the region. Deer Park always cools off much quicker, but we are likely going to stay pretty warm overnight thanks to cloud cover building in. Cloud cover after a really warm day. Great way to start out warm, but also a great way to squeeze out a little moisture. Tomorrow morning we'll see a little bit of that up in northern Washington. It is just going to stay in northern Washington. A couple of stray showers, maybe north of Bonner's Ferry, and those move out. And then it's back to the sunshine. Seriously, the next few days, we wind up warming right back up. And even as temperatures take a big dip from today to tomorrow, we're still warm. 78 degrees. 10 degrees cooler than today, but 78 degrees tomorrow. Isolated storms and a little bit of an increase in fire danger thanks to wind. We're going to talk that coming up in the full forecast. But from there, it's even warmer and even sunnier. Near 80 on Friday, mid 80s by Saturday.
All right, thank you, Jeremy. New tonight in the Moscow murder case, the judge granted 2 motions from the defense sealing key evidence following requests filed on Friday. Brian Koberger is accused of murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2020. Judge Hippler in Ada County sealed the defense's evidence related to their allegations of alternate perpetrators in the homicides. Koberger's attorneys also objected to sharing redacted copies of confidential filings with prosecutors. The judge also issued an order for potential jurors to fill out questionnaires at the courthouse ahead of jury selection. Defense attorneys recently asked the judge to delay the trial, but right now it's still set to start in August. Well, this evening we are looking into documents about a teen shot and killed by police in Pocatello, Idaho. Almost 2 months ago, Pocatello police shot 9 times and killed 17-year-old Victor Perez. His parents say he was nonverbal, autistic, and had cerebral palsy. His family says the incident began with a misunderstanding during a family barbecue. Pocatello police said responding officers were not told Victor had a medical condition or was in a mental health crisis. Now, records show Pocatello police were called to that house at least twice before. The attorney representing Victor's family says these prior calls show officers were aware the teen needed help, information that should have caused police to respond differently. Now, the family has filed a formal notice of their intent to sue the city of Pocatello. Now, new tonight, Providence Sacred Heart Hospital is in hot water with Washington's Department of Health. We just received documents from a public records request that says the state found policy failures at Sacred Heart that endangered at least 4 suicidal patients. This comes after a 12-year-old Spokane patient under psychiatric care escaped her hospital room and died by suicide in April. The state says the hospital has endangered at least 3 other suicidal patients and violated state health, safety, and quality regulations. In response, records show Sacred Heart gave a plan of correction to the state. You can read the state's findings and the changes the hospital says it's going to make on KREM.com. Well, tonight, the fight for Marina 33's future continues. Neighbors who live along the Marina in Post Falls are bringing their concerns of a potential expansion to court. KREM 2's Connor McAvoy has been following this story for several months. He tells us more from Post Falls in our ongoing Boomtown series.
I'm at Marina 33 here in Post Falls, where the new boat slips would go, but that project's fate is now in the hands of a Coote County judge after neighbors who live on the river filed an appeal against the project, and those with the project filed a motion to dismiss. It's a quiet day along the marina, but neighbors who live along its shores are making some noise.
Enough is enough. I mean, how much more can the river handle?
Scott Schofield is one of several neighbors that are against plans to expand Marina 33 in Post Falls, a project spearheaded by 414 PF Hospitality LLC and Stancraft Companies.
Out of the 250 homes that we stopped at, I've only had 2 out of them that said, we don't want to talk about it.
The Idaho Department of Lands approved the expansion in February. That approval allows anyone with concerns for the project to file an appeal within 30 days of the announcement. Scott Schofield did just that. Then the business behind the expansion project filed a motion to dismiss it. Tonight marks a court hearing where representatives from the company and those neighbors pleaded their case. Both sides are now at a standstill until a judge makes a decision on the project.
We're not communists, we're not against, prosperity and capitalism, but to what expense?
We reached out to Stancraft for comment on the court hearing, but have not heard back yet. After hearing from both sides, a judge will have to make a decision on the fate of this project within 30 days. Connor McAvoy, KREM 2 News.
All right, don't go to bed just yet. Recent federal layoffs causing concerns as wildfire season ramps up.
This shows you how broken Medicaid has become and the increase in the rate.
And later on, Representative Michael Baumgartner making a stop in the KREM 2 studio, discussing the latest spending bill, the impacts he expects to see when it comes to Medicaid in just 10 minutes.